What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media. Invincible Season 3 is officially concluded, and Season 3 may be the best season of the show so far. I think that it was awesome and it was great, but Season 3 did have a lot of banger episodes that actually somehow made it into my top 5 of the whole entire series. So, in this video, I'm going to be ranking my top 5 favorite Invincible episodes from least to best, number 5 to number 1. But with all that being said, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what your ranking is for your top 5 Invincible episodes because a lot of them happen to be from season 3 for me. But with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's dive right into the video. Coming in at number 5 is It's Been a While, which is season 2, episode 4 of Invincible, the return of Omni-Man and going to the Thraxan planet and defending it from the Viltrumites. This episode was a long time coming for Invincible fans, considering that this was the last episode before our mid-season break. This was the big moment for season 2 after being on a 2.5 year hiatus of no Invincible content. It was a very big moment to see Omni-Man returning, and I think that it paid off so well, and I really do love this episode a lot. I think that the interactions that Mark and Omni-Man have and the fights that they have is very brutal, and we actually get to see Mark lock in for one of the first times against a Viltrumite, and I think that the fights were awesome. They were very brutal, and it was just overall really fun to see Omni-Man return and have like a main player role like he did in season 1, because we haven't really seen him have a main player role like that since that episode, besides the prison break in season 3. But this was a lot of fun, and I personally love this episode for its action, returning characters, dynamics, and just overall a lot of fun times in this episode. Number 4 is going to go to What Have I Done, which is season 3, episode 7. This is the Invincible War. This is a great episode. It is an hour long. It feels like a movie. We get some of the best action in the whole entire series so far with Mark and Angstrom. We see a lot of brutal moments, a lot of fun moments, and we see Rex's big sacrifice. There's a lot of great stuff in this episode, and I think that for Invincible fans who are fans of the comics, this episode paid off so well, and it was done so well, and I think that all Invincible fans are really happy with how this episode went, and I really enjoy the whole aspect of it. I loved it all. It was so much fun. It really had me kind of screaming at the TV at some points, cheering, like being all happy, sad. It really brought out all the emotions, and this episode was just very fun and so well done, and it is probably one of, if not the most action-packed episode we've gotten, not only just for season 3, but for all of Invincible. Number 2 is a personal favorite of mine. All I can say is sorry, which is season 3, episode 6. This is the Powerplex episode, and this I think is probably the most surprising one that I have on my list, considering the fact that I was not going into this episode expecting to be into this emotional story from Powerplex and getting this great storytelling that literally feels like an hour and a half movie, but it's just a 50-minute episode with Invincible and the consequences of the destruction that him and his dad caused from the season 1 finale. I think that the way that they handled that and the way that they just brought that into the story, I think really adds on to Mark's character development, and it just adds on to a really big emotional layer of the story that I'm really glad that they addressed, because I don't feel like they really addressed it as much in the comics that as they do in this show, and I'm really grateful that they are doing that, because this episode, phenomenal, by far in my opinion the most emotional Invincible episode that we've gotten, and Aaron Paul as Powerplex is great. It was so fun to see have him be in there. We get one of the best Invincible title cards in this, which is obviously and honestly one of the funniest ones. It was a lot of fun. This episode is so great, and honestly, man, I'm glad I have this poster for Powerplex because it is so worth it, and I love that episode so much. Number 2 is going to go to I Thought You Would Never Shut Up, Season 3, Episode 8 of Invincible. I love this episode. I know there's a lot of people that are complaining about the episode that Conquest's voice wasn't great or the action wasn't great, but I personally think that the voice was awesome, the action was awesome, the animation was as good it has as it was at its best in this episode. The animation was at its best in this episode, and that really served the fight scenes and the story overall. And I just enjoyed the conquest fight so much. It was quite literally half of the episode, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. I thought it was so brutal. I think it's the most brutal fight we've gotten since the Omni Man fight. It is so great, and we got so many great character moments that were paid off in this for comic book fans who have been anticipating some of these moments. And I thought the line delivery, the voice acting, the action, all of it was just stellar in this. And I really, really feel like this is Invincible at its peak and at its best. And I feel like Invincible has been at its best for the past 3 episodes, hence why they are all in my top 5. Number 1 is going to go to where I really come from, Season 1, Episode 8. This is the finale of Season 1, and Season 1 is perfection in my opinion because I watched season 1 of Invincible before I had read the comics. The Invincible first season was what made me want to read them, and this season really has like a special close place in my heart because of that reason. But I think that this finale is perfection. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it, and I feel like the conflict with him and Omni Man and him and his dad is so well done, and there are so many brutal moments in this episode, and it is so carried by emotion. It has one of my favorite moments in the whole entire series, and when Omni Man is beating on Mark, and then we see like the baseball flashback. I love that moment, and I love how well that was executed, and how well Omni Man's emotions were executed to then make you realize that maybe he does feel some sort of remorse, and then we get that continued in season 2. I think that this finale is perfect. It's so action packed. It is so filled with emotion. And I feel like this is the peak kind of finale you could possibly have for a superhero animated TV show. And I think that it is probably the best in that category when it comes to those kinds of finales. I thought it was great, and I'm always going to think that this is probably the best episode until maybe we get some better ones down the line. But there are arguments to be made that the Conquest episode could be better. But in my opinion, this one is the overall winner. I love this episode, and you just got to keep it classic with having a season 1 episode at number 1. But guys, let me know in the comments down below what your ranking is for your top 5 Invincible episodes. I know this one had a lot of season 3 in it, but what can I say? Invincible was on a generational run for those last 3 episodes, and I think that I was just blown away at the fact that they were able to manage to pull off 3 bangers back to back. But let me know what you guys thought down below and what your ranking is. And with all that being said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and comment down below. Subscribe for more videos like this because there's a lot more Invincible coming next week. I have a video about what to expect for season 4 coming on Monday, maybe earlier. We'll see, probably Monday. I have a video talking about why I think Invincible is one of the best comic book stories of all time. So much Invincible, so much Daredevil is also coming as well. So stay tuned for all that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.